What is up, y'all? Goofy Rexy here. Hope everybody is doing well, and welcome, guys, to the weekly headliner update, week number 69. Now, if you're new to the weekly headliner, this is where we discuss what is upcoming this week of Marvel Strike Force, and then we recap the important topics from the previous week as well. Now, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. This week is patch week. We also have some new events that are starting as well, or one particular new event that is kind of convoluted with a lot of different milestones that we're going to go through here to try to simplify and make that easy for you. I also want to talk about some stuff that happened last week as well, right? The Morgan Le Fay payout, the Agatha payout, and so much more, guys, to talk about on the weekly headliner update, guys. And we're going to start right now. All right, y'all, welcome back. And like I said, there's a lot of stuff to talk about here on the weekly headliner update. The first thing I want to talk about really quickly, just sort of a TLDR, is that there's going to be this new event called the A Force of Nature event. So remember, we saw this in the data mines, right? For Madeline Pryor. We saw that there's going to be this A Force of Nature event. So we're expecting that patch is going to go live tomorrow, May 3rd. And then this looks like it's going to be the event that's going to start after the patch goes live at the store reset times. So what we know about this event is this is supposed to be a month-long event that is going to feature basically 10 different milestones, and those 10 different milestones are going to give you points towards them being able to complete the A Force of Nature event. The event is going to be able to reward you things like Spider-Woman shards. You can get up to 180 they mentioned here. She unlocks at 3 stars, teal gear, orange gear, gold orbs, dark promo credits, and then also gold promo credits as well. But yeah, those 10 different milestones, they broke it down where there's going to be these 4 solo milestones. You're going to have 2 alliance milestones, and then there are going to be 4 quick rumble blitzes, which are only going to be on Thursday and Friday. Those are going to be gear blitzes, and those gear blitzes are going to also give you points towards the A Force of Nature event. They also talk about how the alliance-based milestones are going to be where players spend their ISO 8 campaign energy towards it, and not going to be based on donations. This, in my opinion, is a very convoluted sort of event. There's a lot going on here. They talk about how you can earn emblems, the way that you can earn points towards the A Force of Nature milestone by collecting limited time A Force emblems. These emblems are sprinkled throughout the previously mentioned milestones, and then you can also get these $1 Power Core offers. Now, they told you the number total, right? Like what you should be shooting for if you want to be able to complete and the A Force of Nature milestones or the event. You're going to need to earn 50,000 points towards, and which is going to help you to reach milestone 40 so that you can complete the A Force of Nature event. So they did at least mention sort of like what number you need to target to be able to get and complete the entire A Force of Nature event itself. They also mentioned some extra items. They call this chase items, where you can earn Captain Marvel's helmet, JJ's jacket, Nico Minori's staff. These are going to give you some extra points, and they showed you how much extra points you'll be able to get here. So Captain Marvel's helmet is 6,000 points, JJ's jacket is 8,000 points, Nico's staff is 10,000 points, and you're going to be able to earn these items throughout these different milestones as well. They also included a leaderboard. To me, the leaderboard is a sort of a pay to win aspect, because the leaderboard is where, so A Force milestone will have a leaderboard similar to Blitz ranking based on milestone points, and it's not combat related. Rank rewards will be given out at the end, will include gold orb fragments, teal raid orb fragments. Additionally, gold promotion credits will be rewarded to the top 50 on the leaderboard, and the silver promotion credits for players outside of the top 50. So players outside of the top 50 who earn a minimum of 20k points. So it kind of looks like if you want to climb higher in the leaderboards here, it's going to be based on like whether or not you're willing to spend offers to probably get more points than the 50k, or get as high points as possible so that you can get ranked higher in the milestone, in the leaderboards, so that you can get these extra points. So that's the way I kind of read that. The one thing to talk about are the quick rumble blitzes, because I know that can be kind of confusing. So for the quick rumble blitzes, they're going to have regular blitzes throughout the week still, which are going to be your character blitzes, but they're changing it to where instead of having one character blitz on Monday and then having another one on Thursday, you're going to have a character blitz that's going to start on Sunday. That's going to run for 4 days. So the thing blitz that's active right now should be running for 4 days. It should be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then ending on Thursday, right? So then the quick rumble blitz will start, which is where you're going to be able to earn those those points, right? Again, so that you can climb throughout, so you earn those points, so that you can climb through the milestones. So therefore, that's only going to be on Thursday and then on Friday, and then they're shifting the ore blitzes from Sunday to now Saturday. So character blitz is going to run from Sunday to Thursday. The quick rumble blitzes, where you can earn those points towards the A Force of Nature event, is going to be Thursday through Friday, and then Saturday is going to be your ore blitz. So perfectly not confusing. I'm not talking about any numbers or anything like that. Just kind of giving you, like I said, the quick TLDR version of it. Throughout the A Force of Nature event, there's also going to be an event from Madeline Pryor as well, which is also going to start on May 3rd. So the same day when the A Force of Nature event goes live. It's also going to be an 8-day milestone. And going through that, you're also going to be able to earn points towards the A Force of Nature milestone, Madeline Pryor character shards as well. But question for me is, like, why are these events so convoluted? Honestly, my honest thought towards it is that I think that they want it to be confusing, right? So that players who just don't want to deal with the event will ultimately just spend money to be able to get through the event. Those are my thoughts. Or maybe they just think it's actually exciting. To me, I just don't necessarily see how this is exciting at all. It's 10 different milestones. There's multiple activity going on. There's more blitzing, more taxing on players, where players have to blitz heavy to be able to get through rewards again. Just not really fun for me, in my personal opinion. It's too much screen time. We already have an issue with screen time. I wish that they would actually consider that when they're deciding to make some of these decisions. But I digress. Let's talk about some other stuff here. We do have a patch that's coming this week, which we talked about, right? We already mentioned that a little bit. But we have some characters, right, that are going to be coming in this patch. So we know that Spider-Woman is going to be released. Obviously, this event, you're going to be able to earn some Spider-Woman character shards. And then we also know that Nico Minoru is also coming as well. And the reworks to JJ and to Captain Marvel are also going to be happening as well. We're expecting that Spider-Woman's is probably going to be the character that's going to be featured in the offers once the patch does go live. And then we also know as well that there is the Unlimited X-Men team, which is going to feature Gambit, Dazzler, Phantom X are going to be a part of this team, and this team is going to be the new game mode that's coming to the game on May 11th. This is going to be the first Cosmic Crucible team, and then to complete this team, where there's going to be 2 new characters that are going to be coming, not in this patch, we're going to be coming in the patch in the next patch after this one. So patch 6.2 is when we're going to be getting the 2 new characters, and we're predicting that's probably when Rogue is going to be added to this Unlimited X-Men team. But I'm pretty excited about Gambit coming, because I made a video over this past weekend talking about how I think his kit is going to be very plug and play. A lot of that out of turn damage, the fact that he has the ability block, and he gains a charge on spawn, and whenever he has the charge, he can ability block with his special. His special is no energy, right? So therefore, you're going to be able to requires no energy, so you're going to be able to do a special often. You won't be able to do the ability block all the time, but you'll be able to pretty much basically have 2 basics available to you with Gambit's kit. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thing that they're doing. Gambit does, like I said, seem very plug and play. The rest of the team right now, to me, Dazzler does have some stuff in her kit that does look very plug and play. That does look decently plug and play. Phantom X, somewhat, not so much in my personal opinion. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how I necessarily feel about a Cosmic Crucible team specifically coming to Marvel Strike Force. I feel like we already have so many game mode specific characters. We have arena specific characters. We have war specific characters, war defense specific characters, war offense specific characters, raid specific characters. We already have so many characters that are game mode specific. Now, to be fair, some of these characters are usable in other game modes, right? For instance, Darkhold is still a very good war offense team, and you can use some of those characters as a plug and play option in the Mystic Doom raids. Although Eternals are probably a better option with your new warriors. Eternals although they were arena team in Dark Dimension, we've seen that they're amazing in raids, they're amazing in war. So, and Shang-Chi, right, war defensive character, but turns out to actually be really good in other game modes as well. Pretty much basically all of his abilities. So I don't want to say that, okay, well, just because they're that mode specific that they're never good for anything else. I'm just saying that I just feel like it kind of eliminates a little bit of theory crafting sometimes when you make these teams, because there's some teams and some characters that are specifically just tied to their game mode, because there's nowhere else where they are good. So yes, there are these outliers, but there's also more of those characters that are not usable in other game modes, in my opinion. There are also some concerns. So jumping back to A-Force, there are some concerns, right, that players have that A-Force might actually be the next Scourge team, kind of following that Dark Hunters model, right? That's what we're thinking. This 4-person war offense team, 2 new characters, 2 reworks, kind of the same thing that's happening, right, with the A-Force team, that they might be the next team that's required for a Scourge event. Excuse me. If that's the case, then, you know, I guess we should just be prepared for it. I think one of the biggest mistakes that I made, although I was still able to get a 5-5 Morgan Le Fay, was that I underestimated how much Dark Hunters would be needed for the Scourge event, just to be able to go in as a sack team or to be able to kill a couple characters that were necessary to kill. I kind of underestimated that a little bit. So I think that the next time when another Scourge team is announced, I think it's probably within our best interest to probably try to invest into that team, even if it's a 4-person team, even if they're not great or as advertised, because I do think the Dark Hunters are actually a fine team. I just think that they weren't as good as advertised. But then we probably should put a little bit more credence to that and give a little bit more investment where that is concerned. There also was some stuff mentioned as well in the blog post for in regards to some other characters that are going to be getting some health boosts. So max health updates. We've been looking into the max health of characters in the game, and I've done small targeted updates for the following characters. So they mentioned some characters here that are also going to be included in this patch that are going to be getting some boosts. So Aim Factor, Bullseye. I think the most notable one to me was Yo-Yo. I think that extra 40% health actually will be impactful enough. I don't know if we're gonna have to see how impactful that extra 40% health is, but I do think that there is definitely going to be some clout given to this, in my opinion, where yeah, this actually might be somewhat helpful if she's able to survive a little bit longer, because that offense down, her speed, that tandem between her and Yo-Yo. I know some players sometimes use Yo-Yo as a raider with X Factor. Yeah, I mean, I think that there is definitely some good solid value that's here with Yo-Yo as well. But I guess curious, for one of the things that made me curious here is that, yeah, there's some boosts to Star-Lord and Rocket and Vision. I'm wondering if some of these characters are getting these health boosts because they're kind of like, well, we're probably never going to rework them, or we're not going to rework them anytime soon. So let's give them this health boost now. I just thought that there was just some characters that were really interesting here. Karnak got no love, although Yo-Yo, Crystal, and Quake did. Karnak got no love. Groot got no love here. Doctor Strange. I'm like, it would be nice to see. You know, I'm curious as to why they chose these specific characters to kind of give these health boosts to. But yeah, let's that's pretty much basically all I have to say from there. Now, in regards to some other stuff that's going on, so this may not be this week, but it is going to come in this patch, and it's Cosmic Crucible. So Cosmic Crucible, they mentioned here, is going to be going live on May 11th. So that's going to be next week, Wednesday. I'm trying to find it here in their blog post, but yeah, May 11th is when Cosmic Crucible is going to go live. So like I said, it's going to be next week, Wednesday here. My experience with Cosmic Crucible was, and I got a couple photos here that I could share, but my experience with Cosmic Crucible was that it was a fun mode. I do think that there's going to be a lot of players who are going to be excited to actually do this. Some of my experience is that it was a little not what I expected it to be. So based on what I know from Swelgo, and I don't know a lot because I never played the game, but what I've been told by other players like Mobile, I've heard Philosopher talk about it, is that there is some sort of like fun aspect where, you know, you have your teams that are set up in those rooms, but you can only see that first 1 or 2 teams, and then you kind of craft your team, and you go in and you beat one team, and then the next team is revealed that you have to beat. With the way that they set up Cosmic Crucible, you can see all 6 teams that are there on defense, right? So you can kind of then pick and choose, okay, well, I'm going to use this team against that team, this team against that team, this team against that team. It kind of ruins a little bit of the suspense of the game mode, which I think, based on, if I didn't know that information before, right, like if I didn't know that that's how Swogo did it, I probably wouldn't think anything of it. But now that I know that that's how they do it, I'm kind of like, that leaves a little bit to be desired, right? With some expectation that they probably would also want to do that here as well. So that's my experience with it so far. I do think that this has a potential to be probably one of the most fun game modes in the game, though, regardless of however you look at it. They did mention that there's going to be another Cosmic Crucible team other than the Limited X-Men. It is going to be getting a rework, so we're going to have to see what that team is going to look like tomorrow once the videos go out and information goes out about that. But this could be a fun game mode where players, if the rewards are good enough, right? Where if the rewards are actually good enough, and they did mention what some of the rewards are going to be, I believe, here in their blog. No, maybe they didn't. Maybe I'm missing it right now, but if the rewards are good enough, I do think that this probably could be their most popular game mode. This could be the most fun, and players probably could feel enticed, right, to actually build up their roster just so that they can compete in Cosmic Crucible. I definitely could see that being a thing that happens. But I wanted to talk about some additional things that I would like to see happen here in the patch. I think that there are just really some quality of life improvements that I personally would like to see implemented in Marvel Strike Force right now. For instance, these orb, right? Like I would like to see an orb slider. Yeah, we have the times X whatever, but for some of these like purple gear raid orbs, would love to see if they could add a slider where I could pop this orb, or I could click on the button and I could slide and say I want to open up 1,000 of these right now, right? I would love to see them sort of implement that into Marvel Strike Force, because there's so many orbs that pile up on me. I mean, these, I'm probably never going to open them because there's never really any reason for me to open them. But honestly, I would like to open them because it's a lot, right? So I would love to be able to open up those orbs. Same thing with some of the ISO orbs. So I have these pile up on me pretty quickly. If I'm not paying attention over the weekend or over the span of like 3 days, like look at this right here. I got to go and open up these individual orbs individually, like one by one. Not fun. So would like to see them make some changes where that is concerned in my opinion. And in the teal gear economy, I feel like there needs to be some changes to the teal gear economy. There's not enough of the teal gear right now. I don't even know how many players have actually completed Doom Dark Dimension 5, but I feel like it's been too long now and they haven't really made any sort of concerted effort, in my opinion, to increasing the amount of teal gear other than, hey, here's some event where to be able to get this teal gear, you have to go really, really hard on the event or spend money to be able to get it. I think it's kind of far past the time now. It's been enough months where you probably should start to release that a little bit more generously, in my opinion. So those are my thoughts there. And G14s and G15s, one of the things that I mentioned last week to the devs here is that there is a massive G15-14 bottleneck, and this actually ties into something that I was going to talk about next, and it's a character release cadence in Marvel Strike Force. So one of the things that I mentioned to them last week was we have this massive, sort of character release cadence right now that's coming up. If you look at, let's say, this was December to January, we had Magic, Ghost Spider, Scarlet Spider, Spider-Punk, and then Star-Lord T'Challa. Now, granted, that was a longer patch because of the holidays, but I mean, that's a 5-character patch regardless, right? And that's a lot of resources and gear. It's not just a 5-character patch even when you think about it, right? Because Magic came with 3 reworks for her team, so that's 4 characters. Then you have these 3 characters, Web Warriors, that then came with 2 other character reworks, right? So you're talking about 5 plus 4, that's 9 characters essentially. And then Star-Lord T'Challa, that's 9 characters exactly. And then you have T'Challa that came with 4 additional character reworks. So you're talking about 5, that's 14 character. That's a 14 character patch, right? And then of course we had Echo and Kate Bishop and Dr. Voodoo and Morbius that came with reworks to their teams as well, right? So Kate Bishop and Echo reworks to Squirrel Girl, America Chavez, Miss Marvel. That's 5 characters. And then these 2 with 2 other characters. That's a 9-character patch. It's just a lot, in my opinion. And here we are again with another 4 to 5 character patch. Our G14 and our G15 gear cannot keep up with it right now. And one of the biggest things that bothers me in Marvel Strike Force is that they have this sort of like backwards progression. So as you start to progress into higher raid content, then they start to eliminate the resources that you were getting in the previous raid, when they shouldn't do that. Like, you need that resource in order to be able to use the new resource still, right? Because if you do it that way, we're going to eventually run out of the old resource. There's just backwards progression right now in Marvel Strike Force that I just don't understand. I don't get it. And that's the reason why a lot of us are hurting for G14s and G15s, when in reality, we should be only concerned about the G15s, right? Or the G16s, because that's the new gear. We shouldn't be worried about G14s and G15s. And this is coming from someone that a lot of you guys know. I don't invest into every character on day one. I usually space out my upgrades and I farm my gear. This is coming from someone that is very conscious of the resources that they're using. They need to make some changes here to G14s and G15s. So I'm hoping that this is something that they are going to address, the G14 and the G15 economy, and definitely the teal gear economy, because in my opinion, this is not sustainable. It's stretching the player base, and there's definitely some much needed relief in my opinion. But last couple of things I wanted to talk about here. Obviously, we had Morgan Le Fay's payout last week. That was a massive nightmare. It was just like, wow, we expected bad, but this got even worse, right? So Morgan Le Fay, Milfgate, if you want to call it that. First and foremost, the rewards were delayed. It was supposed to be delayed 24 hours, only 24 hours. Then they sent out a message to say, hey, we need 2 more days. So it was ultimately delayed a total of 72 hours, right? Then when they finally released the rewards for Morgan Le Fay, they gave the wrong payout. So they gave you the rank reward payout, but they forgot to give you the first time reward payout. So a lot of players were getting that payout, and we were also getting, a lot of players were getting payouts based on where they were when the event ended, not based on where they ended up after they had deleted players off the leaderboard. So there were a lot of players that were getting incorrect rewards. From that perspective, rewards that were smaller than the rewards that they were supposed to be getting because they were actually ranked higher than when the event ended. Just a massive, colossal mess up, right? And this is the reason why I'm continuing to say, get rid of leaderboards. It's not working, but they're adding more leaderboards to this new event. This witches of an COVID event, I can't say it. This also added an issue here with some of the leaderboards for the Power Core event. As you can see, there's some players that are here right now, 522 TCP. Now, this is a leaderboard where players can spend money and then get and use all their cores, but I have a hard time believing that players who are kind of just joining on in 1 million TCP, well, they have Madeline Pryor, that maybe they really legit have that, they're really spending that much money on Marvel Strike Force. But how can we think differently about the leaderboards and that maybe it's legit when things how are we supposed to know? Things are completely screwed up right now. They banned there were messages last week, and I don't mean to laugh. It's just crazy how like they just can't figure this stuff out. There were players last week that were incorrectly banned. There were banned players that still receive rewards that said, hey, bro, like I shouldn't have gotten these rewards, but they still got the rewards. It's just a massive nightmare. They need to figure out what they're doing with these leaderboards. It's crazy. It shows their incompetence, right? And ultimately, at the end of the day, it frustrates players like us who are putting the time and putting the effort into this game and not feeling like we're getting a good return on our investment, that you care enough about your game to actually clean things up that, in our opinion, should be properly monitored by you. And then, of course, you're continuing to come out with these events, continue to come out with these offers. The offers for Morgan Le Fay were all whacked out and off too. Oh man, it was absolutely crazy. But listen, guys, this is gonna be it for the week. What are you guys looking forward to in regards to the patch? What do you think about this incredibly convoluted event right now? I will be a little bit more buttoned up on the actual numbers. I just wanted to go through the TLDR of the A Force of Nature event, because I know it's a lot to go through. As each individual milestone comes out, I will try to make a video to kind of go through numbers to help you guys out, because I know I'm definitely going to need some numbers to figure some things out on my end as well. So whatever I figure out, I will try to share with you guys if I feel like it's appropriate enough to share. Because you know me, I'm not the math guy, but every now and again I can do my thing. So listen, I appreciate you guys very much. curious to see how things are going to work out this week in regards to, just some of the offers. I want to see, not offers, sorry, with some of the other changes that I want to see in the patch. Me personally, I'm more concerned about the economy, the gear economy, the orb sliders, the quality of life stuff, the character cadence. That stuff to me is way more intriguing and I'm concerned more about than some of this stuff right here that we're seeing right now. But listen, guys, appreciate you guys watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Also hit the notification bell, guys, so that you know when my videos do go live. I'll be streaming whatever the patch today. I'll be streaming the night of the patch, so come check me out there on Twitch as well. Don't forget to follow me. The link is in the description. But appreciate you guys so very much. Until next time, y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe. Bye.